Hello, everyone. Welcome to PCE Final Frontier Podcast. I am Shivangi, your PCE guide at PCE Final Frontier, helping one student at a time. Visit our website www.pceff.com to enroll in our courses today. Hello and welcome to PCE Final Frontier Podcast. Today we are breaking down the steps to submit a testing accommodations request with the CAPR. In the previous podcast episode, or part 1, we walked you through some definitions, some requirements. When are you eligible? When do you submit the documentation? In this podcast episode, we will talk the steps needed, the documents needed, how do you upload them, and it will guide you through the deadlines and more. Let's dive in. So, as I mentioned in the previous podcast episode, what are testing accommodations and who is eligible? Testing accommodations ensure all the candidates have equitable access to the exam by addressing specific needs related to a human rights protected ground, such as a disability or medical condition. To qualify, you must provide documentation from a regulated healthcare provider that outlines your conditions and its impact on your ability to take the exam. So that is the section 1, where it gives you a detailed explanation. And we have discussed section 1 in detail in the previous podcast. So feel free to go back, listen to that podcast before tuning to this one. The section 2 talks about required documents. Now, before you submit your request, make sure you gather all the documents. That's Form A, B, and the supporting documents. Form A is your testing accommodations request form, and your Form B is your clinical assessment summary and recommendations form that has to be completed by your healthcare provider. Section 3 is we talk about the submission deadlines here. Remember, timing is critical. So make sure you submit your request through the client portal by the exam application deadline. If you are dealing with an urgent issue, such as a very recent injury or illness, you can submit your request at least 15 business days before the exam date. Missing these deadlines will cost you a lot. So make sure to set a reminder, mark the dates on the calendar. Section 4 is how to submit your request. So let's walk through the process step by step in the section 4. Step 1. So section 4, step 1 is to access the client portal, log into your existing account or create one if you are a new user. Step 2 is to submit your PCE written application. Remember to complete this application before the option to create a testing accommodations request becomes available to you. Step 3, create a testing accommodations request. So click on the impairment detail tab, click on add impairment, and then try to select your condition from the drop-down menu. Describe how it affects your life and exam performance. Next is to request the accommodations. The third step is to upload the supporting documents. Double check to make sure all the documents requested are included. Step 4 is to review and submit. Once everything is entered, review your request carefully and submit it. Section 5 is talking about what happens next. So section 4 was to how to submit the request. Now section 5 talks about what happens next. So CAPR will review all these documents that you submitted very confidentially, and they will reach out to the experts for extra help. If they need additional information, they will email you with a deadline to respond. If it is approved, it will be communicated to you via email. CAPR and Prometric centers will implement them. But remember, not all Prometric centers are able to handle those accommodations requests. So make sure you check with them before you book your testing center. Remember, CAPR will cover the cost of this, so you have no extra financial burden. The last point, what I want to talk about are some key takeaways. Gather all the documents, submit them by the application deadline, or in urgent cases, at least 15 days before the exam. Check your email regularly for updates or extra information if needed from CAPR. That's it for today's podcast episode. If you found this information helpful, please share with some fellow candidates and subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube for more episodes and extra tips on acing the PCE. Thank you for joining today. Reach out to us at support@PCEFF.com for any questions. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more content. Have a wonderful week and keep learning.